abandoned storage building behind Wendy's. This is the Poor Taste Podcast with Dustin Sims. Is it comedy or is he just working some shit out? Stay tuned and find out.
What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to episode 3 of the Poor Taste Podcast. Judging by your comments, y'all are just eating this shit up, man. I know you're loving it out there. But I hope you're doing good. I hope you're out there smashing goals and smashing puss. Or scissoring, ladies. And I'm talking about that metaphoric puss. The coochie of life, if you will. Sounds like I'm preaching now, so just turn your pages with me to Solomon chapter 6 and we'll dive further into that. You see, there's only 2 ways you can really live in this world. One is either fuck or get fucked. There's no in between. Life is going to fuck us all at some point, you know. So the best thing you can do is to try to get a reach around out of the deal. Or you can bend life over the kitchen table and just take what you want. Right? Stop just sitting there doing nothing. Find something to do. Find something meaningful. Something that brings you joy. Because despite what you may have heard, no one's ever tripped and fell into the pussy of life. Okay? They had to take it. You got to earn that shit. So, life is kind of like that pervy uncle. And we're all cousins. Okay? And most of us are out there trying to fight it. All right? We're trying to beat the shit out of him so we don't get fucked. And you're hiding in the closet because you're scared and it feels safe. Yeah, we're getting diddled. That's fine. He's touching on our little peens and little vages. But I'm telling you what, nobody's getting fucked too hard because we're all collectively working together and we'll pick each other up when we can. But you're hiding in the closet, doing nothing. And that's what you're doing with your life. But let me tell you something. One of these days, our ride is going to show up and pick us up and take our asses on down the road so we can do some fucking of our own. And you're still going to be in that closet, stagnant, doing nothing, going nowhere. And you'll feel safe there. Maybe it is safe for now. But eventually, he's going to find you. Life is going to find you, and it's going to fuck you so hard in the ass that you won't be able to shit for 3 weeks. You'll be so compacted. Some of you are probably listening right now thinking, I'm already getting fucked. And you probably feel like there's nothing that you can do. There's no way out. But I'm here to tell you that there is. All you got to do is just bust out of that closet swinging like an angry homosexual. You do that, you'll be redeemed. It's not going to be easy. You know, anything worth beating in life is hard. Take a penis, for example. You want to get that nut? Of course you do. You're going to have to beat that motherfucker. So, what I'm telling you is, come out of the fucking closet and get what you want, bitch. And if that didn't make you, if that didn't make you just a little bit erect, I don't know what to tell you. You need to check your heart, man. That was kind of like Dr. Phil if he got molested as a child. So, yeah, that's how we're starting this episode, I guess. But what I'm trying to tell you is, get your life together. And I'm not preaching to you saying you need to be like this highly functioning member of society to better the world. No, I just want you to be happy. I just want you to find something meaningful and chase it. Just find something that makes you happy and do it. And as long as that thing is not raping women and children, chewing with your mouth open, or making small talk in public, then fucking go for it. I don't know the other 7 commandments, but there's more. But fucking do it. Don't wait around. Because you don't know how much time you have left. Like, look at Chadwick Boseman. How sad is that? And don't be like, oh, it ain't sad, I didn't fucking know him. Shh, okay, whatever. Maybe so, but it was still an innocent life. At least as far as I know. And that's all we can really go by. I mean, I don't think any of us are truly innocent. Some of our robes are a little cleaner than others, maybe. But you don't have to know somebody to recognize a loss. And that was a loss. And I know that I made a Kobe joke last week. Some of you got your fucking panties in the water. Whatever. I was sad when he died too. Like, I used to watch him play growing up. And I was a Celtics fan. So, I'm just saying, both of those guys were at the top of their game. You know, they reached the highest levels in their respective fields. Hell, Bozeman played a fucking superhero. So he was like at the highest level in a fake world too. But life didn't give a fuck about any of that. So what makes you think it gives a fuck about you? It doesn't. All it wants to do is pound your tight little back hole. And I got to specify because I got ladies watching and they got that front hole. But what I'm saying is mainly just don't let life fucking you be the only action that you get. Okay? Rest in peace, Black Panther. So, real quick before we get started, you already know I'm about to thank the Patreon supporters. I really appreciate you guys. That goes a long way. It's really cool to see like some familiar names on there. I know a lot of you have been following me for years. That's really cool to see. It means a lot, even more so that you're spending your hard-earned money to support us. That's mind-blowing to me. I don't know why you've stuck around this far, but I thank you for it. I'm still trying to think of something cool to do for you guys, something special. I thought about breaking out my old harmonica and dusting it off and going live on there and taking requests, but right now the only song that I really know how to play is When the Thunder Rolls from Garth Brooks, and it's just a thunder part. So that's probably going to take some time. I thought about taking a shitload of acid and just filming myself trying to jump rope with a water hose, but I don't know. I thought that'd be entertaining. And then I thought, why don't I just write you a letter? I want to sit down and write every one of you, and I still might do this, just a handwritten letter. I thought that would be really cool. But it doesn't feel like enough. I want to make it more personal. So then I thought, well, maybe I'll just jack off onto some loose leaf paper and finger paint you a secret message. But realistically, like, who all has a black light? It's not going to make any sense if you can't read it. Plus, that would probably take a lot of semen. I don't think I produced enough to really get those out at a reasonable rate. And I'm not using someone else's. That's disgusting. That's how you end up with fucking AIDS or chicken pox. So, I'm going to keep thinking on that. But if you want to join the Patreon, I'll put the link in the description. You can check it out there. And honestly, I even hate saying that. Like, I fucking hate saying that. Because if you want to join, you're going to find it, obviously. But if I don't say that, I got Linda from Patreon blowing up my fucking emails saying shit like, you're not really promoting your link, Dustin. What's going on? Ain't that fucking crazy? God, I hate that. I should cuss her out. Maybe I will. But that's not really the Christian thing to do, I don't think. I just hate being told what to do. Even if it betters me, in some sense. Maybe that's something I need to work on. I don't know. It's like, there's times that I'll reach out for guidance or advice, but don't fucking nag me. Get off my fucking dick, Linda. Cameo does that too. Cameo blows my shit up in emails. They're like, Dustin, how do you expect to get booked if you're marked as unbookable? It's like, I don't. That's the fucking point. That's why I set it up that way. I don't want to be booked. Are you stupid? The only reason I even still have this account is because I'm too stupid to know how to delete it, and I'm too lazy to try. So leave me the fuck alone. I am trying to get better at taking advice or constructive criticism. I know sometimes it probably feels like I don't read your comments, and that's because most of the time I don't. It's just I have a hard time trying to decipher who's really trying to help or who's just trying to shit on me simply for the fact that they've got nothing going on in their life. So I am trying to figure that out. I did read a comment where a dude said I was promoting too much. Maybe I am. I don't fucking know. So I'll try to do less of that. With that being said, though, I'm going to be in Bristol, Tennessee on September 12th. Okay? At Maddie's Hall. It's looking like that could be my last show of the year. So hit the ticket link in the description. Get those and come see us. That's the last one for the episode. Promise it is. Maybe not. but we'll fucking see. But now I want to talk about a serious topic. You may not have realized it, but the entire planet is at war right now, in some way. Not as a whole. I say a war, but it's really like a collective of smaller battles. Like you got human trafficking, pedophilia, drugs, mask, no mask, left wing, right wing. Hell, even left Twix and right Twix are going at it. I've seen the commercials. And whether you like it or not, everybody's at each other's throat right now. So there's going to come a time in the near future that you have to pick a side. And that's unfortunate because sometimes in the middle is right where we should be. Obviously not in the sense of pedophilia or human trafficking, that type of shit, but in a lot of arguments, each side has their own good principles. And you could adapt those things and work together, and it would be great. That's a problem with a lot of shit. But the problem with straddling the fence or taking the middle ground is now you got enemies on both sides, all right? You're in the crossfire, and that sucks. Where your position may be the wisest, now it's the most vulnerable. It makes you the minority, and nobody wants to be that. So often, a lot of people just pick a side out of fear of losing, which means they're fully invested in something that they don't even fully believe in, simply because they think they'll win. And it's a dangerous game. And I tell you that because I'm about to share something with you. Because I know there's a lot of lost people out there who are watching right now, and they don't really know what to believe. They don't know which side to pick. They're just floating around without a purpose. I'm going to give you one. I'm going to pick a side for you. I'm going to give you a hill to die on, a path to victory, and not only that, but a meaningful existence. About a week ago, Rocky Dale Davis declared war on me, but not only me, this podcast, this channel, this community as a whole, and everything that we stand for. And you already know what our values are. It's been very clear. Now, he messaged me about it and said, "Hell hath no fury." And that's all he said. So honestly, I don't know what the fuck that even means. I'm assuming it means he's going to just badmouth us to his 36 listeners. I don't know. But I'm not going to wait around to fucking see. We're going to hit him first. Okay? Now, I want to be very clear on this because I know my demographic and I know you guys very well. I know what you're capable of. And while it's terrifying, it is something to admire. But let me be very clear. Don't kill him, okay? Don't even touch him. And this isn't one of those things where I'm like, don't kill him. It's not a subliminal, no, like fucking seriously, don't do that. Let's just stay away from that. All I want you to do is go to his channel. I'm going to put a link in the description. I'm going to make it very simple for you. Even if just 5 of you do this, this will be the most traffic he's seen in months. Go to his channel, go to his last podcast episode, and just comment, "Who the fuck is this guy?" That's it. Don't mention my name. Just say, "Who the fuck is this?" If enough of you do it, it'll be hilarious. And I'll chalk that up as a win for us, okay? So pick a fucking side and don't kill him. It's crazy that I have to say that. I know a lot of you are probably like, "What the fuck? Why would you?" But listen, I've met a lot of you after these shows. It needs to be said. We were in Chattanooga. Look, I love a lot of you guys, but this is fucking crazy. When we were in Chattanooga, I was getting ready to go up on stage, and I was standing in the back. Rocky was about to bring me up, and this dude comes up to me, and he was like, "Do you remember me?" And I said, "No." He said, "We were supposed to get a beer here last time you were here." I was like, "I've never performed here." He was like, "It was about 2 years ago." He said, "You weren't performing. You just had started out, and you and your wife were on vacation here." Okay. Kind of creepy, right? He said, "We were supposed to get beers." I was like, "I don't remember that, dude. I'm trying to get ready to go on stage. I'm not focusing on this shit." And he was like, "Oh, it's fine. I'm sitting over here with your mom." And I was like, "What the fuck? How does this man even know what my mom looks like?" So that was weird. And he's like, "She really loves you a lot." And I was like, "Yeah, it's my fucking mom. I didn't think she was here to heckle me." And he's like, do you know last year you took a day trip with your mom to the Gatlinburg? He's like, and I don't know if you know or not, but that really meant a lot to her. She really loved that. I was like, how much does this man know? I barely remember that trip. So it was really weird right off the bat. So I get off stage. I'm meeting everybody. You know, we're all out back. Everybody's starting to clear out. Well, my brother and his girlfriend and her sister and one of her friends came to the show, and one of his buddies. And everybody's clearing out, and we're talking about going to get pizza. Well, my little brother's girlfriend, she comes up, and she's like, I'm scared. I was like, what are you scared of? She said, there's this dude over here talking to your brother. He's saying that he's friends with you. Y'all have talked before, and he's wanting us to ride with him to go eat with y'all. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, first of all, you're 20. You're 21. You should know by now not to ride with strangers. I was like, that's fucking stupid. My brother's intoxicated, though. And he becomes the friendliest guy when he's intoxicated. But he's a cop, so you would think he would know better than this. So I'm like, you're not riding with this dude. And he's like, he's a good guy. Just give him a chance. It's like, you don't even fucking know him. The dude's 55 anyways, and he's got his wife there with him. I said, what 55-year-olds do you know want to hang out with a 21-year-old and a bunch of kids? Like, no. I was like, you're not riding. He's like, you can't tell me what to do. So this dumbass gets in the car with these people and his buddy and his girlfriend's sister and her little friend. So his girlfriend rides with us because she's like, fuck that. She's the only one that had any sense of the bunch. So I don't know if she's got this tracker up his ass or what, but she's in the back seat like Spy Kids. She's fucking just pulling up his GPS location, making sure that they're following us. So we get to this pizza place. They come jumping out of the car, and his buddy's like just white as a ghost. And I was like, what's going on? He's like, we got in the car, and I wanted to roll the windows down. They wouldn't let me. So I tried to open up the door, and they had the child lock on. I was like, it's creepy. I was like, that's creepy. I told you this whole fucking situation's fucked anyways. I said, but you're here now. Don't worry about it. So we get inside, and I have a high tolerance for bullshit. I can put up with a lot. So I don't want to say I'm trying to be friendly to this guy. Right now, we're just in the same place. So I'm pissed at my brother that he would even put them in that position. Like, it's one thing to fuck yourself up, but he's the oldest out of that group. You just put all of them in that position. It could be potentially dangerous, you know? So I'm pissed at him. I'm trying to make him see what I'm seeing, but he's just fucked up. He's like, this guy's a great guy. He's like, you don't know him. He's like, he's a big deal around here. He's going to get us tickets to the aquarium. I said, the fucking aquarium, it's like $7.50. I said, bro, I will buy you a year pass to the fucking aquarium if you'll never ride with another stranger. So we sit down with these people. They're being kind of weird, but nothing too crazy. All of a sudden, the dude, like, looks up, and he's like, yeah, I got my nipples pierced. So I put my pizza down. I was like, okay, I got to acknowledge that. I said, what did you just say? He said, I got my nipples pierced. I was like, okay. How is that relevant to anything that we're talking about? He said, I'm just saying, nipples is where it's at. And I was like, yeah, we all love nipples, man. Well, then he looks at one of the younger girls, and he's like, am I the only one here with my nipples pierced? And I was like, all right, just shut the fuck up. Okay. So Joey's sitting behind us with two of his friends. And Joey's really loud, and Joey doesn't give a fuck. So Joey hears me telling this dude, like, shut the fuck up. And Joey, like, jumps up, and he's like, is there a problem? I was like, nah, we're good. And he's like, you mean snatch this motherfucker up? And I was like, no. Like, no, we're good. So the dude's like white as a ghost now. He's like, fuck, looking around and shit. Well, my brother, I could see him. He looks like the Mr. Krabs meme where he's just like, everything's coming to him now. And he starts texting me. He's like, oh, man, I'm so sorry. This was a terrible idea. I'm like, yeah, no shit. I was like, he's probably like a swinger. I texted him that. So my brother looks at the man and it's like, I got a question. Are you like a swinger or something? And the dude says, well, I guess it depends on who's asking. And then he looks at me. And I was drinking a drink. And I got like choked on it. And I was strangled. And he was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I just got a little throat hole. Just making a joke. And this motherfucker locked eyes with me. And he was like, that's okay because I got a big throat hole. And I was like, oh my God. So then he looks at his wife and he was like, you should be over there talking to Kayla right now. And I was like, No, dog. I said, this is it for us. We're done. We're done. So we all clear out. We leave or whatever. And it was just a strange exchange. Like, I love you guys. All my fans. I'm sure a lot of you've killed people. Okay? I'm sure a lot of you done a lot of awful things. But at no point ever do I want to fuck any of you. Okay? And I sure as hell don't want you to fuck me. I just wanted to clear that up. So, yeah. Honestly, sometimes, though, when I meet you guys out, I feel like I'm in danger. And then sometimes I feel like I just wish you would kill me. Especially after last week. My wife decided she was going to put up the fall decorations. And here's the thing. I couldn't care less about that. You know, I don't give a shit. That's because she does it all. That's her favorite thing to do. She gets them down. She puts them up. It's no time or energy on my part. But at the same time, I was like, look, hey, it's 97 degrees outside. What the fuck are you doing? It's still August. Not when this comes out, but when this happened, it was still August. And she's like, shut up. It's my favorite time of the year. If I want to go celebrate early, I'll celebrate early. And I was like, all right, well, let me ask you this. Why is it okay when it's something that you enjoy to do it prematurely? But I do it one time and you say I ruined Christmas. And she's like, you pre-jacked on my mom. And I was like, okay, well, that's not my fault. You're completely leaving out the fact that she told me that she hid one of my presents under her skirt. I had no idea she was talking about the Christmas tree skirt. I didn't even know what the fuck that was. I grew up poor. We didn't have that. So, it was a complete misunderstanding. I just don't know, man. Then she's obsessed. Like I said, it's our favorite time of year. She's obsessed with the whole thing. The pumpkin patch. We have to go to North Georgia every year to Burke's Pumpkin Patch. She's obsessed with Halloween Town. We have to watch that almost daily this time of year. She even has a shirt that says, I smell children. And it's a Halloween Town. Apparently that's what the witches say on there. But it has no context. It just says, I smell children. It doesn't have a picture of the witches or anything. And everywhere we go, it's like in this little girly writing. So all these women are like, oh my God, Halloween Town. But it's like, I could never wear that shirt. A man could never wear a shirt that said, I smell children. And like, it's Halloween Town. It's like, no, you fucking pervert. Who are you, Joe Biden? Just doesn't make any sense to me. But what are your weird traditions? Do you have any? It doesn't have to be for this time of year. What's your weird tradition? I know this one girl I used to work with, she said that they hid a pickle in their Christmas tree every year. And then on Christmas morning, whoever would find it would get a special prize. And I was like, oh, it's like an ornament pickle? And she's like, no, it's a dill pickle. And I was like, what the fuck? How do you even come about doing that? Is that a thing? Or did you make that up? And why did you make that up? Did your dad get drunk and just... Like, I don't understand. So tell me what your thing is. Tell me leave a comment and tell me what your weird tradition is. And if it's a good one, we'll talk about it next week. Also, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments as well. This episode is brought to you by Adam and Eve. So if you're feeling a little horny, and you're looking for something, maybe just to beat off an intruder or beat off yourself, get you a massive dildo at AdamandEve.com. Use discount code POOR to get 50% off one item and free shipping to the entire United States and Canada. Fuck the rest of the world. Adam and Eve has 24/7 customer service, 90-day no-hassle returns, and 20% of their profit goes to the fight against the spread of HIV around the world. They've been in business for over 49 years, so check them out at AdamandEve.com. Use discount code POOR for 50% off one item and free shipping to the entire U.S. and Canada. Fuck the rest of the world. We did have one question this week. Tristan Castello asked, what was your favorite joke that you've ever told? That's a good question. I think video-wise, it would have to be most embarrassing day of my life because that kind of transcended my page into what it is today. I think that was the first video I ever had that went past 100,000 views. And I don't know, it gave me a lot of confidence to really keep going. I feel like I had found something that I was good at. But favorite joke, like laugh-wise, would probably be my buddy's first threesome, because it doesn't matter the setting, like either on stage, the video, or if it's just a one-on-one with somebody, that story always kills. And it's because, I think it's because it's so real. That's one reason, because a lot of my stories are just derivative from real experiences, and obviously I just exaggerate certain parts or put a twist on them to give it, you know, a comedic effect. But that one, dude, is just fucking almost spot on. And that's hilarious to me in itself. And plus, it's about one of my best friends. So it's always fun to tell it when he's around, because people don't know it's about him, but he knows. And just to see his face and how embarrassed he gets is fucking hilarious to me. So probably that one. I don't know why that made me think of this, but a fun fact, I know a lot of you have probably seen the video I made. That's probably been a couple of years ago about my buddy shitting in my yard. That wasn't really my buddy. It was actually my father-in-law, and he watches all my shit, so this is going to piss him off, but it's okay. At the time, I was just trying to protect him, but it was so funny because I'd stopped by Applebee's. That's where my wife was working at the time, and I was in the parking lot talking to her. My father-in-law, he comes rolling up, and he's like, "There you are." And he was walking into the Applebee's. I was like, "You was looking for me?" And he's like, "I was, but I'm good now." I said, "Well, what'd you need?" And he's like, "I had to shit, but I took care of it." He said, "Now I'm about to go in here and finish." I was like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean finish?" He said, "I got started over at your house." And I was like, "You have a key to my house?" And he's like, "No." He said, "No, wasn't nobody home, so I just shit beside the air conditioner." And I was like, "Oh, he's just, nah, he's just playing, you know. He's just playing." So I leave there and I go home, and sure enough, I go around the air conditioner, look, and it was just a massive pile of shit, like a cow. It was, the consistency of it didn't make any fucking sense at all. And I was like, oh. So I call him. I call my father-in-law. I was like, "What the fuck?" So I thought you were just kidding. He's like, "No, I had to go." I said, "That's disgusting." I said, "What did you mean you had to finish when you were walking in Applebee's?" He's like, "I had to go wipe." I live like 7 miles from Applebee's, so he shit in my yard and drove to Applebee's just to wipe his ass. And that's my father-in-law. But it gets better than that. A few weeks ago, we went out to eat with him, and we left, and we were on our way to Martin's. This is a store in town. And we stopped, and we realized they wouldn't follow us anymore. So Kayla called to check on them, make sure they were all right. And she said, "Yeah, we had to stop by the mall. Your dad had to shit, but he didn't make it. So we're coming anyways, and he needs to get y'all's house key so he can go clean himself up." And I was like, fuck. It's like PTSD, you know? I was like, son of a bitch. So I run to the car to get the garage door clicker. I'm just going to give him that. And I'm like, "Hey, you go on in. You know, I'm going to pass that to him." So he comes pulling up. My mother-in-law gets out, and she's going in the store with my wife and kids. And I go up to, like, the driver window. I'm leaning back, you know. I was just like, okay. And I'm like trying to reach and hand him this shit. And he was like, "You're not going with me?" And I was like, "No." You know, like, "You can handle it. Like, that'll get you in there to everything that you need." He was like, "But what if I need help?" I was like, what could you possibly need help with? And what do you want me to do? Like, no. But he's like looking me in the eyes. It's my father-in-law. And he was like, "Please just go with me. I'll feel a lot better about it." And I'm like, motherfucker. So I get in the passenger seat, and I'm riding with him to my house. He goes inside, and I'm just standing in the garage. And I hear him just like running in there, and he's just blowing the shit up. Okay? And I was like, Jesus Christ. He wasn't done. So I'm sitting out there in the garage, and I swear to God, it wasn't 5 minutes. I hear him. It's like a faint cry. "Dustin." And I was like looking around. I was like, surely to God, this man is not calling my name in there. And he was like, "Dustin." I was like, I'm not fucking doing it. So I just acted like I didn't hear him. And he did it about 4 or 5 times. Finally, he comes walking out, and he's like, "You didn't hear me in there?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "I need help." And to this day, I don't know what the fuck he needed. But what could I have done? I'm not wiping your ass. I'm not cleaning your underwear. I'm not doing any of that shit. It was traumatizing just to think all the shit running through my mind, literally. So If you think you're having a, if you think your relationship's weird with your in-laws, you ain't seen shit. But I love him though. He's a good dude. We really didn't have any more questions this week. I never remember to post the shit, so that's my fault. But just leave them in the comments. I'll read them there. I did want to talk about this. I know a lot of you might be familiar with Zach Rushing. He's a comedian. I'm trying to get him on the podcast. He makes videos similar to mine, just comedy, a little rough around the edges, but he's a good dude. And he's a good friend of mine. So you can check him out. I'll put a link to his stuff there, but that's not what this is about. Zach is also a 3-time cancer survivor, and he often talks about how the hardest part of getting his chemo treatment was just seeing the kids come in battling this disease and stuff. And I can't imagine seeing that firsthand, and as a dad, I don't want to, you know. But I know that it's a very real reality, and a lot of them face it, and that sucks. I know no one ever really deserves it, but when it's a kid, it just feels a lot worse. You know, you hate to see that. If that doesn't eat you up inside, well, something's wrong with you, all right? But he wanted to do something to help, so he started this organization, and basically what he does is every year around Christmas, he sends a letter from Santa to these kids. They fill them out and send them back, and his primary goal is to get them the number one thing on that list. Now, he's been doing this for several years, and it's grown and grown and grown each year, and he's helped more and more kids. And I think that's awesome. It's a great cause. You may not feel that way. That's okay. Don't feel obligated to do anything. I'm just trying to do my part to help him get the word out because I think it's great. So he has this company, Bass, Bucks, and Birds. That's where he sells a lot of his outdoor apparel. You can go to that website and get you one of these wristbands. They're $5. It says never quit fighting. I know you can't fucking read it. I'm holding it up like an idiot. He sells these shirts. On the back of them, they say, I'm not going to turn around. I'm not going to fucking turn around. But on the back of them, they say, no child fights cancer alone. He has koozies, hats, Richardson 112s. If you know anything about hats, that's creme de la creme, baby. That's top of the line. But it's a great thing he's doing over there. All proceeds, whether it be from the bracelets, shirts, hats, anything on that website, all proceeds go to help this fund, you know, to get these Christmas presents for the kids. I'm going to help him this year. I'm going to go out with him and deliver them. I'm super excited about that. I'm always looking for ways to help kids. And if there's anyone who needs it, I feel like they need it the most. So do what you can. You don't have to, if you can't contribute, if you can't afford it, I understand. But you can help get the word out. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to do my part. I got a message on my Facebook page. Somebody wanted to send me something. And that's terrifying. It could, I don't know if it's a fucking bomb. It could be anthrax. But I was like, whatever, fuck it. So I got a P.O. box. If you want to send fan mail, I'll do a unboxing on the podcast. I'll open something up if you send it. As long as it's, I hope it don't attack. Just don't send anything that's going to fucking attack me, okay? And if you do, make sure it does it good enough that it ends my fucking life. So our P.O. Box is P.O. Box 182, DeArmonville, Alabama, 36257. I'll put that in the description. I'll ask Nick to throw it up on the screen. He'll probably forget. It's no big deal. So, yeah, if you want to check into that, help us out there, send us something, whatever. Go get you a wristband, help the kids, or a hat, something. And find meaning to your fucking life, okay? I appreciate you guys for sticking with me through this awkward transition. I'm going to keep trying to get better. Love you.